Hi, I'm John Ray, and welcome to the Thriving Podcast. I'm your host and intuitive coach, dedicated to amplifying your intuition, transforming your mind, and igniting your inner magic to create a life you're obsessed with. 2 years ago, I was burnt out as fuck in a toxic relationship and a successful tech career that I just wasn't happy in anymore. I left it all behind with no plan, and now I'm running my own business, immersed in purpose and passion, happily married to my soulmate, and living out my dreams every single day. And if you're badass enough to be listening to this podcast, then you're already on the fast track to doing the same, babe. On this podcast, we'll dive into all things life, business, heart, mind, body, and soul, empowering you to up-level your life and embody your happiest, healthiest, and hottest self. It's time to make idealistic your new realistic, because you're not just here to survive, you're here to thrive. Okay, we're live.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to say, welcome back to the podcast, so that's going to come in right after the theme song. Do you want to try saying it?
Hey, welcome back to the podcast.
Also, make sure you talk close to the mic because I don't know how well to pick you up. What else do I say?
It's Thriving Thursday.
Yeah.
It's time to thrive.
Happy Thriving Thursday.
We're thriving now.
Close. You'd never know that you're a weekly listener. You barely know the intro.
You always say a classic catchphrase. It's Thrive o'clock, baby.
I've literally never said that once.
It's Thrive o'clock, baby.
Thrive o'clock. I kind of like that. Thrive o'clock. I'm going to start saying that at 5 o'clock. It's Thrive o'clock.
It's a good
I
idea.
gotta not look at you because I'm worried the mic won't pick it up when I talk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't know how good it'll be. This is like my bad mic too because it's easier to travel with. Okay, so anyway, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. Happy Thriving Thursday. Yeah, that's what I say. Happy Thrive o'clock. So, as I mentioned last week, I have a special guest on this week's podcast episode. If you haven't already figured it out, it is my amazing husband, Sindri. Say hi.
Hi.
He's already
It's
said.
me. Hey, it's not my first time. I've been on.
No, he is a special returning guest. My only returning guest on the podcast
Your viewers know me. You don't have
so
to
far.
even introduce me.
What? You think they just recognized your voice?
They must.
Yeah, true. Your voice is pretty unique, and plus your accent.
It was a big episode.
Yeah, no, that was actually one of my highest. Actually, let me look it up. It's definitely one of my top downloaded episodes. Anytime I post about you, it does really well. Let's see. How do all time can we do?
All
And then
time.
sort by most popular. My first one is the most popular. Then episode number 6, Manifestation Q&A part 1. That randomly just like popped off. I don't know what made that one so high specifically. And then the next 2 episodes, my first 3 episodes have been my most downloaded for like basically the whole time because I launched them all together. And like, obviously the listening was highest at the beginning. And then let's see.
Dude, I'm not even top 5.
No, you're in top 10 though, out of like 40. Then it's episode number 5, simple AF shifts that will instantly quantum leap you into a new timeline. And then episode number 12 is sneaking up from behind. I've been seeing it getting some downloads recently a lot. My hot takes on burnout and how to know when it's the right time to leave your job. I'm reading these out in case any of you haven't listened to these. These are the top apps you should go and listen. And then there you are, Q&A with Bay, episode number 17. So
What is that?
it's
top 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you're number 7. That's pretty good.
I'm
That's pretty good.
so disappointed.
You're the most listened of any episodes that I have with other people, which aren't many, but
It's the only one.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I
oh,
haven't like interviewed other people on it, but I have uploaded uploaded an episode that I was interviewed on, and I uploaded like a couple IG lives that I've done. So like I have episodes with people on them, even though they weren't technically like guest podcast interviews.
Well, I was convinced I was like top 2 or top 3.
You should be.
I agree.
Blame the listeners
But
for not listening enough.
life is not all sunshine and rainbows and life.
This episode, okay, well, we have to make this episode really good so that it'll get into the top 5.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to be really
yeah.
bring the tea. We have to really spill the tea in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be some drama.
Okay, so
Why do you break up?
Never. That'd be impossible. So what I want to do for this episode is, I basically just wanted to have Sindri on because, again, he's good for views. No. Because it's fun, just fun to have him. I thought it would be fun to just like talk. And my idea was, I got this idea from my incredible coach, Nora Virginia, host of the Glow Up to Blow Up podcast. If you're not already a listener, definitely check out her podcast. It's amazing. And one of her recent episodes she did with one of her best friends, and they just did like a question game. And I was like, that sounds so fun and easy. And exactly what I needed this week was just a fun, easy podcast episode. So we're just going to do a question game. So again, I completely stole this idea from Nora. So thank you, Nora. Shout out. Not that like question game is super original, but anyway.
Yeah, just something chill.
Yeah, something just chill and easy and fun, and yeah, help you guys get to learn a little more about us and our relationship again, because I feel like that's just like such a hot topic. Like everyone just loves when I post about us. So, I mean, we have a pretty amazing love story and we have a pretty great relationship. It was funny today. I was talking to a chat with some friends that I was in a mastermind with, and one of them was going through some stuff in her relationship, and I wrote some stuff, and another one of them was like, John Marie, can you add relationship coach to your bio? But I think we do have really good, I don't know that it'll all be like relationship questions. I don't know. I'm going to see. I just literally asked ChatGPT, can you give me some fun, spicy, and interesting questions for my husband and me to answer on a podcast episode? And so ChatGPT just took it and ran with it. So I don't even know what came up. So we're just going to go one by one. We'll skip any really boring ones. And if it's too boring, then we'll ask for more interesting ones. We'll just see what comes up, what happens. And also, I thought it would be fun to have you on to like celebrate our approval and our next phase of the process, the green card process.
Things are happening finally after
Stay close to Mike.
After months and months of waiting, or a year and a half.
Yeah,
we're finally getting some
more than months.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah. What's the first question?
Okay. The first question under the topic of fun and playful questions is, if we had met in an alternate universe, what would our love story be like? Someone else also said to me today, they're like, by the way, I love your love story. Yeah.
It is a pretty unique love story.
The guy at the crepe stand in Paris loved it.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first? I have an answer in my head already.
Yeah, I kind of imagine a medieval setting. Yeah, I know. I'm like a blacksmith. My hands are all like dirty and black, and I'm like making shields and swords and stuff. I know. I've always felt like I could be like a medieval blacksmith in another life.
Well, how come?
I don't know. I think medieval stuff is cool, even though life would probably be hell. I would not enjoy living in medieval times, but I like the idea of it. And I would be making swords and stuff, and you would be like a royal, and you'd be shopping for swords or something, and you would like catch my eye, and I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna make you this sword, and you would fall for me and stuff. I haven't thought it completely through.
Basically, you would be making. This always happens with this mic. Essentially, I dropped the mic. If anyone, you would be making swords, and that's the most important part. And shields, you'd be making swords and shields, and that's really the only relevant detail to what would need to unfold in the love story.
Yeah, well, I'll be like muscular, and I'll be.
You are muscular already.
I'll be all dirty, like my face would be dirty, and I'd be like a real blue collar man. I'd have like an anvil and a hammer. I'd be hammering stuff. And it would be unusual because you're like a royal princess and stuff. You wouldn't go for a dirty guy. You'd go for like a knight.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, because our love story is pretty unlikely, because it like spans continents, and we met in a random way. Like, there's a lot of things that had to go right for us to meet, and it's the same way for you to get with this blacksmith guy who's all dirty and stuff.
I see. So you're trying to like recreate the like unlikely circumstances in like a different,
but in medieval times, because medieval times is cool.
Yeah, medieval times is cool. I'm down to be a princess. I think I was a royal princess in a past life, so.
I think so. You'd bring me to your castle, and I'd have like turkey and wine. That would be awesome. You
really pulled this one. Like, I'm shocked at the detail, and you had it ready to go.
I've thought about this.
Have you thought about this?
Just medieval is the first thing that came to mind.
That is so interesting. I'm down, and you're a blacksmith. And I'm a princess. So it's kind of like, it's giving me Aladdin Jasmine a little bit. He wasn't a blacksmith. He was like a thief, but.
I feel like I was thinking Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, I haven't seen that in a while.
What was it? Orlando Bloom's character? What was his name? Because he was kind of like, he was like an assistant blacksmith. And then, yeah, I just took this from.
Okay, so you just took this right out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's the story of Pirates of the Caribbean, basically. Now that I think
in
of it.
another life, we're just movie stars.
Yeah. Although that wasn't really medieval enough, though. That was more like
it's like Pirates of the Caribbean, but medieval.
But medieval.
Yeah,
much cooler.
What's medieval? Is Game of Thrones medieval? Medieval
That's
fantasy.
a lot more medieval.
So it's like Pirates of the Caribbean meets Game of Thrones. Would be like
basically
Pirates of the Thrones.
Yeah.
But not pirate. Blacksmith of the Thrones.
Blacksmith.
In the Caribbean.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, well,
that's our love
this
story.
is really funny because my first thought was like, if we had met in an alternate universe, our love story would just be like super basic and normal because it's like so rare and cool now. So I was like, in an alternate universe, we'd just like meet at a bar or something and just just like super basic or like, oh, we met at work or I don't know. Like,
we were just in high school together.
Yeah, like what's the most basic, like normal, like predictable love story? That would be like our alternate universe because in this universe, it's like the opposite. Right.
What you're thinking is that the universe just always brings us together. That's why our current love is so unlikely because it was supposed to happen no matter how unlikely it is. Like somehow the universe pulls it together. Like, okay, how are we going to work with this? No, he's in Iceland, she's in New York. Oh, Survivor.
Yeah. That's the only reason why we had the Survivor like fandom planted into our lives at all was just because that was like that was the way to bring us together.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I feel like I like them both.
Cute.
Yours is a lot more entertaining. But well, technically the technical answer is like, well, we have met in every alternate universe because I believe in the multiverse. I believe like there's infinite timelines. So it's like
yeah.
Or I guess technically there are also well, it's interesting. It doesn't say alternate timelines. It says alternate universe. Which, is there a difference? I feel like we're getting into semantics.
I was thinking that's just like the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like we're getting into semantics at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, good answers.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was worried that question might be boring, but I'm not worried anymore. You're going to bring it with no matter what the question is. It's going to be like, what's your favorite kind of tea? And you're going to have like, you're going to spill the tea on the tea question. Okay.
That's a fun one.
Number 2. What's the weirdest or most unexpected thing you first noticed about me? Oh, I feel like we've answered this question before, maybe not on the podcast, but like in a question game or something. But it was just like, what did you first notice about me? Not necessarily what's the weirdest or most unexpected thing you first noticed about me.
Yeah. Yeah, this does sound familiar.
Can you answer when you like, can you answer like online and in person?
You're going to answer however you want.
No, like I want you to. I'm requesting.
Oh, online.
Not like a rule question, but like, can you as in like, will you please? Like, I'm requesting it from you. I want both.
Right. Well, I think the first thing is that I never knew how or realized how small you are.
That's a common one.
Yeah, because, I mean, you look a lot taller on your pictures.
I get that a lot. People who only know me online. It was through Discord or like through like on Instagram. People are really surprised when they find out I'm short, and they always tell me I give like tall person energy.
Yeah, you do.
And I was like, what is that? But I've realized now that I think it's just confidence. People assume that you're tall if you come off confident. And I've heard other people say that too, like who are short. They're like, yeah, people always are surprised I'm short because like I act really confident and like take up space. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off.
No. And then when we finally met, it was probably your hugs. Very tight, hard to breathe hugs. But I mean, it says most unexpected.
Yeah.
I don't know how unexpected that is, though. Well,
yeah.
it was
like, were you?
Well, I think it was unexpected because of how. I mean, you're strong. You have upper body strength. I feel like you could have lifted me up. It was a strong hug.
You were surprised by how small I was and how strong I was.
Yeah.
I was small but mighty.
Small but mighty.
What was the weirdest thing that you first noticed about me?
I have to think about that. There's nothing weird about you.
I'm so weird. What are you
What do you
talking
mean?
about? I don't know. What's
Why
any
weird?
weird thing that you've noticed about me?
Um,
What's just something weird about me?
your obsession with paper towels. You need them everywhere. And like you panic that there's no paper towels. First day I came here, I had to rush to the store to get paper towels.
I can't function without paper towels
Yeah.
and napkins. I'm addicted. That is hilarious. That's so true. That is like such an accurate, weird, random thing about me. Like I've always been like, okay, I feel like it's like they're related but separate. Like first of all, like my addiction to napkins, like I always need like I'm better with it now, but growing up, I was known for like I used so many napkins and like everyone at the dinner table would have like one napkin, like a normal person, and I'd have like a pile of 10 crumpled up next to my plate. I think it's because I've always been so like OCD and I'm very like as soon as I get something on my hands or on my mouth or something, like I need to clean it immediately. And also I'm very like I can't risk like going back to use the same napkin and like accidentally like touching a messy spot on the napkin, you know?
Right.
So it's like I can only get so much use out of the napkin and I'm like, okay, time for and also I think I overuse them. Again, I'm better with this, but like my OCD is a lot better than it was. But yeah, I would like I feel like I would need to use it so much to feel like my hands were like clean, depending on what I was eating too. You know, like some foods you just never feel like they're clean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just literally, it was always a really funny visual because I would have like 10 napkins next to my plate and like my whole family would make fun of me for like being like a tree murderer. Now I'm literally a tree hugger, but I'm still addicted. I'm better with the napkins, but paper towels, I've tried to replace them with like cloths and like everything eco-friendly and like there's nothing hits the same. Like nothing is the same as the paper towels. Like they're such a special use. And so I just try to make up for it by being like as eco-friendly as possible in other ways.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like everyone has their thing, like their vice that they're like, I can't be 100% perfect and eco-friendly, but I can find balance.
I think I could be wrong about this, but I think paper towels are not as bad anymore as the
Really?
people
Well,
used to
I do
believe.
try to get the recyclable ones too.
Yeah. Well, because they're pretty eco-friendly, and you can grow more trees than we use. Like they're pretty sustainable.
Oh, good.
I believe. I mean, compared to plastics and stuff.
Yeah.
So like,
I do try to use less plastic.
I think we grow more trees than we cut down, but don't quote me on that.
Really?
I think so.
Has that always been the case?
No.
Oh, good. Good for
better, but-
us.
Yeah, I
Planting
think
more
so.
trees. Well, I hope that's true. Someone don't fact check us or fact check us. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I literally like if we run. Well, the other thing is too, if we run out of paper towels here because you also don't have napkins, like then I have nothing. So I'm extra needy for the paper towels when I'm here because there's no other options.
Yeah,
But something really cute is, and his mom listens to the podcast, so shout out. Is whenever we go over there for dinner now, because the first time that I went over to his mom's for dinner and we were all eating and there's no napkins on the table, like not one napkin. And I was like, where are the napkins? Like, and they were like, what do you mean? What napkins? Like, I don't think they even had any. And I was like, what do you guys use for how do you clean your hands? Like, what is this? Like, I don't know if it's is it a cultural thing? Because you don't have them here at your dad's either. So like,
I never realized this.
yeah, it's like never been a thing. And his whole family was like, oh, we don't use them. Or like, we just wash our hands after or something.
Yeah.
Like, but now it's really cute because every time I go over now, his mom will have a napkin out just for me, like at my place. She
sweet.
remembered that I need the napkin, which was really sweet.
That is cute.
That is hilarious. Okay,
So-
good answers, babe.
Yeah. What is your answer to this?
Okay, let's see. So the most unexpected thing I first noticed about you, well, online, I guess online, it's kind of like hard to answer because I think it was like that you were, I guess because I didn't know what to think of you. Because like for anyone who doesn't know, which is probably like almost everyone listening, like his online like avatar and everything on the place that we met on Discord was like a character basically. So like when I met him, it was in the context of him like being funny as that character. So I didn't like know who he was as a person at all. So it was like I didn't have any expectations. I was just like, who is this mystery man? Like, is he like what is he like? Like I didn't know your real personality. So I guess like the unexpected thing would just be like, oh, you're actually really cool and like normal. Like like that you were actually really cool, like smart guy, and like that we clicked and got along really well. Cause I didn't know like how much of it was a joke. Well,
because I didn't really go into Discord expecting to make friends, so that wasn't really my plan.
or to meet a wife.
Yeah, or even to get to know people. I was just messing around.
Right, you just went in for like fun, just for shiggles.
Yeah.
Just like meme around. Yeah, so I would say that was
sense.
kind of the most unexpected. And then in person, I think it was like definitely probably how soft spoken you were. Because especially because you are like so funny and stuff, I think almost like the kind of like inverse, or it's kind of like it's kind of the same thing as like, you know, me being like confident online and so like being surprised that I'm short is like you're like really funny and confident. So I was like surprised that you were like soft spoken and not like loud and like, you know, like that. So yeah, I think it was just kind of
sense.
like, yeah. Also, I think because like, I think you talk, like, I don't know, tell me if this is true or not, but, like, I feel like you maybe talk a little bit, like, slower or, like, quieter, like, when you're speaking English. Like, I feel like you talk faster when you're speaking Icelandic.
Definitely.
Yeah,
There's
so,
a very
like,
big difference.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference in, like, the way that you communicate and, like, your kind of demeanor, depending on what language you're speaking. So, like, because you're always speaking English with me, obviously, that also contributed to it.
Yeah. And when we met for the first time, I was a lot less used to speaking English. So I was like double quiet than I am now.
Yeah. You were like double quiet and double slow, which is actually crazy. Like, because I didn't necessarily realize at the time, but like looking back, because ever since then you've like been consistently speaking English out loud because we talk like every day, to like how much different it was for you back then, because you weren't consistently like speaking English out loud in your daily life. Like you typed it a lot, but you weren't speaking it, which is so interesting.
You should listen to those old voice memos.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Yeah, it makes sense. And then what the weirdest thing I noticed about you? What is the weirdest thing?
Yeah,
your scream.
Oh, yeah, that is a bit weird.
Yeah,
because I'm always so quiet and then.
Yeah, it was so like out of character. Yeah, because you're like, you're so like quiet and like more like kind of like reserved. You're not necessarily like reserved, just like, soft spoken. I don't really know how else to describe it. But yeah, then all of a sudden, like when he gets startled, he'll just let out this like high pitched shriek, and it like is completely does not feel like it should have came out of you. The first time you do it, anyone who witnesses the first time you do it, they're like no one would ever expect it from you.
It happened in this podcast when you dropped the mic.
Oh, on this one?
Yeah,
maybe we captured it earlier.
I think we did.
I'll just see. Well, I don't know if it would have went in the mic because we dropped the mic.
Right.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
It surprises myself when I do it. It's completely involuntary. Like I would, I even used to do it when I was a lot shyer, like in public places with lots of people, and I'd be like, "Whoa, I did that so loud! Like I can't control it." And I mean, it comes straight from my dad. He does the exact same sound.
That was the funniest thing when the first time I heard him do it, and I was like, "Oh my god, literally it's the exact same." No one could ever deny like that you were like if you ever had any concern you were adopted, it would quickly be disputed, which is hilarious. Like, is it like genetic, or did you somehow like learn that behavior subconsciously?
I feel like I just heard him do it all the time.
That is so funny. Because it's funny because it's like you heard him do it, but like obviously you don't think about it when you do it.
No,
which is like so shows like how subconscious like patterns and beliefs get ingrained like in behaviors. Okay, cool. Wow, good first two questions. We got a lot of spice. We're already like 25 minutes in. Yeah, honestly, I thought I kind of was judging the questions. Sorry, ChatGPT. I thought I was worried they were going to be boring.
These are good.
Yeah, or maybe we just have really good answers.
That's true.
No bad questions, only bad answers. Okay, next question. This one might be kind of boring. If I was a character in a movie, what genre would it be and what would my role be?
Mm. Mine would definitely be a
Wait.
horror movie.
Are you supposed to answer for me or for you?
I don't know what you would be.
I thought you were supposed to answer for me.
No, it says if I was a character in a movie.
Yeah, but I feel like they're questions I'm asking
okay.
you because it's like what's something I do that you know what I mean?
Okay, your character would definitely be in a horror movie. No. Okay, you're like a cheerleader in high school.
Come on.
Yeah, you're like jumping around, and it's like a drama about a boy, and he could be like a vampire.
I feel like I need to
could
be
be
like
like
the
Twilight.
cheerleader that gets killed in the horror movie. A lot
Yeah.
of people I've been told many times in my past that I would be like that person that gets killed first in the horror movie, or like I would be the cheerleader that gets killed in the horror movie.
Yeah,
Should I
could
be
see that.
offended by that?
No, you're just so small and weak. No, no, you have good upper body strength.
No.
I could see
Yeah,
you.
and I'm smart. Like I feel like I would never do the
No,
stupid stuff that
that's-
people in horror movies
that's-
do,
that's
and
the
I would
thing.
also be terrified.
I think it would be like one of those Groundhog Day type of horror movies where you keep dying over and over again, and you're like solving the puzzle.
Like from?
No, this is a horror movie concept that's already been done.
Oh.
But it's just like a person who keeps dying over and over again, and it's like figuring out how to survive. And so it would be like your puzzle aspect and your tendency to be killed as a cheerleader. it would have everything. Yeah.
And then I eventually solve it and then stay alive.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
That sounds like good for me.
And there's a boy,
Yeah.
and it's high school, and cheerleading.
What? It's so funny to me how that is like, I don't know. I've always just had such a dichotomy of personality to where I'm like, I'm always going to be like just that, like the kind of like, like I will never like shake that bubbly ditzy cheerleader kind of vibe stereotype. And like, it's not even like I won't shake it. Like I still am it, but also I'm like super smart and like building a business and like super determined. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like, but I really am both. I'm not just one or the other. Like I'm very both.
No, you're very. There's a lot of variety.
Multifaceted. Dynamic.
That's
multifaceted. Okay. If you were a character in a movie, what genre would it be, and what would your role be?
Night in a Medusa movie. Just say night.
I feel like you have to be like, okay, you could be like in a medieval movie, you would have to be like the one that's like underestimated. You know, like I feel like you just give that like underestimated vibes, like they wouldn't think that you're gonna be like really strong or anything, and then you like come out and like knock them out.
Surprise.
But you really like, you totally give like, so like in my high school cheerleader movie, like you would be like, I feel like you'd be like the best friend, or like that I'm actually in love with, but I'm like trying to get with the jock or something. And then I realize that actually like I want to be with you.
Nah, I like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like trustworthy.
You're like just the good guy. You're like in Legally Blonde, you're like Emmett.
Right.
Do you know Legally Blonde?
No.
Why did you just say right like you knew exactly what I was talking about?
I kind of knew where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Like the guy who's underestimated the whole movie, and then at the end you start to figure out how perfect he is.
Yeah. But like the audience would know we're meant to be together the whole
Yeah.
time.
They're all
They'd be
waiting
like,
for it,
John Murray, stop dying for the jock.
You're like, how do you
And
not
you're
realize
helping
this?
me like solve the mystery, and then like we fall in love at the end and we sacrifice the
Right.
jock to die.
Yeah, and I'm like all selfless. Like, I just want to help you live.
Sort of you.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, don't be disappointed.
I was hoping to be at 9.
And then you become a knight.
Yeah.
And we all lived happily ever after.
Like Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
I don't think I've seen that movie.
Like a muscular macho guy in an action movie.
Yeah.
Kind of over for that. Or a superhero. Batman.
You're a superhero.
No? What superhero could I be?
I don't want to like be like Spider-Man is kind of like he's just like a normal guy. He's like nerdy.
Yeah, spins webs and stuff.
Yeah, and then he's like super cool. But no, not even like that. But he's like just a super nice guy. You know, he's not. Well, this is the thing, because I don't want to equate, because like you are very muscular and strong, but I feel like it's like kind of like there's like the other, like you're just not a strong asshole. You're like strong and nice, you know? And I feel like that's like unfortunately like a rare archetype.
I don't know how I can save the world by being nice.
What? No, love makes the world go round. We need more love in the world. That's your superpower.
I'm just messing with you.
You're a nice guy.
Thanks. I like that.
I love you. I like you. Okay. Let's see. Oh, what's something I do that always makes you laugh, even when you're annoyed at me? I don't know that I've ever needed to like make you laugh when you're annoyed at me.
Even when,
Not funny.
No, you're very funny. I feel like you're just very witty in general.
Thank you.
You just say funny things, but I don't know if you have like a catchphrase that always makes me laugh.
Wabba-dabba-doo, or whatever. What does Rick say? Or,
wubba-lubba-dub-dub.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything either.
Yeah, this is kind of. I mean, there's definitely something. It can be hard to think about it on the spot.
I know. I feel like the only thing, like, what always. I feel like we've talked about this before, but like I feel like we both just like are funny, like in general. Like we just make each other laugh. Like we're not like flashy funny. We're just like funny.
Yeah.
Like smart funny.
Yeah.
We don't like do things that, you know, it's not like I go like make faces at you or something, or like,
yeah, or
you know,
say like dad jokes.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes we make dumb jokes, but like, I don't know. I feel like you always make me laugh just when you're like just really adorable. And I'm just like, oh my God, you're so cute. But it's not like funny. It's just cute.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just like your general demeanor, almost.
Yeah. It's almost like I just laugh because I'm like happy to be with you. It's not laughing as like, and it doesn't say necessarily something funny I do. It just is something I do that always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like you just make me laugh when you're just like, I don't know, we're just like being happy and giggly and just like cute and like in love. It's not necessarily funny. We're just like being like silly and cute. Yeah.
Totally. Makes me laugh when you make fun of me sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
It makes me laugh when I make fun of you too.
Yeah, because I can be very goofy.
Yeah. I think we makes us both laugh to kind of make fun of each other for just like goofy things that we do.
Yeah.
Like if you like leave your socks out and I just like make fun of you over and over, or like what's something that I do like that's dumb? If I drop something or like forget something, or just like we make fun of each other for little things that obviously like aren't a big deal. I feel like we have a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah, it's like your obsession with the paper towels.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. That's a good answer. Okay. Ooh. If we had to swap lives for a day, what's the one thing you think I'd struggle with most?
If you were me.
If I was you, yeah. If I had everything.
Yeah.
You do everything for me that I struggle with.
You'd be in for a tough time. Whereas you would be banging your head into everything.
That's so true.
Yeah. And you don't know how to have legs this long either.
Oh, and my legs are pretty long though.
That's true. But
compared to the rest of my body, at least. The little height I do have is in my legs.
Yeah, that would be the first thing.
That's a really good point. Thinking about the logistics.
Then you would have to go into my boring office job and do stuff in Excel and be on the computer all day.
Well, I am on the computer most of the day normally, or at least a lot of the day.
You're not doing things I'm doing.
No, definitely not.
I don't know. Maybe yeah. I feel like maybe you would enjoy it for a day, answering emails and
Just like
stuff.
role playing as an office worker again.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to speak Icelandic. That would be tough.
That would probably be the
Yeah.
thing I would struggle the most with, like realistically. Like I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to like understand anything at
Yeah.
your work or like
I
from
don't-
any in the emails or anything.
Yeah, that would be. I think you just have to call in sick. Mm, what else? I mean, you would have to cook, and you would have to make a lot of decisions.
Ouch, I'm getting shaded over here.
Yeah, it would be pretty tough, Abe.
Yeah, I think I would struggle a lot. I give you mad props.
Yeah.
Okay, we play to our strengths.
Yeah.
'Cause
Right.
I think you would struggle a lot as a day with me too.
Oof.
You would definitely struggle to meditate for
Oh my
like
God. Yeah.
you'd have to meditate for like at least half an hour.
I think it would be harder to be you.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Hmm.
Hard is subjective, guys. Just remember that. Take that lesson. You think it would be harder for you to be me than for me to be you?
Yeah.
I could see that because I
Right.
put myself out there a lot.
Yeah. I have no idea. I would write some inspirational stories.
Yeah, you'd have to respond to you'd have to coach my clients. Are you gonna respond to my client chats and give them coaching advice?
Yeah.
I think
I'm just happy by default. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
he wouldn't be able to understand how to help them because he's happy by default.
That's what your clients are unhappy. I don't really know what they're doing, but I don't
No,
know.
yeah.
I don't know how to give advice.
Yeah. You wouldn't even know how to like post
God.
post content. You'd be like, just be happy. That's how I've always been. Maybe I feel like your post could be inspirational. Like, you give another perspective on like how easy it can be to be happy and stress free. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe your perspective would be good coaching my clients. I think it would be more just you like having the confidence to actually like respond with whatever, like
Yeah.
believing that your advice was good, or that,
Yeah.
and also like knowing how to coach. Because common misconception, coaching is not just giving advice. It's actually very much not giving advice. It's like asking questions and actually coaching.
True.
It's like it's a very specific skill set. I feel like a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah,
They think it's just like advice, and it's way more than that.
When I listen to you on a call, I'm like, I could never do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If I had calls that day, you would be screwed. That's way
Yeah.
harder than responding to the
Impossible.
chats because that's really direct and personal.
Yeah, and I feel like you just always have such good answers.
Aw, thank you, man.
And I keep just thinking, like, I can't believe you just thought of that on the spot.
Aw.
And just like, you just have so much natural knowledge in this stuff. And you're quick at thinking and quick at answering. I could never do those calls. Right.
Thanks, baby. Yeah, it's true. It does come easily to me. I love this question. I mean, we've talked about this a lot, like with us specifically, but it's just so fun to like talk to people who live a completely different life than you and like have completely different skill set than you, because you really don't realize how much of your own skill set you take for granted. Like both of us view our life as so much easier, but like the other person's life sounds hard. You know what I mean? But to us, that's easy,
Yeah, right.
And also, like, I think you would struggle with, like, just, like, I put myself out there a lot. Like,
And all your
recording the
emotions.
podcast and putting the stories and what?
And all your emotions.
Oh, yeah. You that's so true. As soon as you got in my body, you'd be like, what is
Yeah.
this feeling? Like, I've never felt this before. Like, what? I have never felt like you will probably only ever felt like 1% of like the stress and like
Well,
emotional, like,
I don't even remember the last time I cried.
I'm like, are you serious?
I don't remember.
I've literally
like
cried, I think, like
every
every
day.
day this week.
I wouldn't know how to deal with all that.
So basically, we would not make it through the day. We would not survive. That would not go. We would not survive a Freaky Friday.
I wonder how you would do with my lack of emotions.
True.
It might be weird.
I would like actively try to stress myself out. I wouldn't. My nervous is but I would be in your body. So maybe I would be like, oh my God, this is what it feels like. I would get to feel what it feels like to like have like good executive functioning. It would be like, wait a minute, this is what it feels like to like actually like not have like stress come up at all during the entire day. And like
Yeah.
to like say I'm gonna do something and then like just do it immediately. Like, that would be cool to experience.
Maybe that would make you depressed. You're like,
No, I feel like it'd be motivating.
it feels so empty. There's nothing going on in his head.
No, that I'm curious about. I ask him that a lot. I'll be like, what are you thinking about right now? He's like, nothing. I'm like, what do you mean? There's just nothing in your head? Like, I don't understand what that's like. I really don't. What is it? Like, how is there just I don't get it.
I'm just vibing.
Just being. Oh, I love that. That's funny. Yeah, so yeah,
Yes, swapping would be difficult.
Yeah, swapping would not go well for us. Are we this one's a quick one. Who's more likely to survive a zombie apocalypse and why?
I think I would be.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah.
I don't know. I feel like because you just have more experience. You have watched zombie apocalypse movies. Like, I don't even know.
I'm like into survival games and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how long either of us would survive.
Yeah.
Even together, like, because I don't know how to grow food.
True.
I don't know how to do anything.
I guess I don't want to underestimate myself. Like, I'm just assuming I wouldn't last long, but like, I feel like I'm good in a crisis, to be honest.
I mean, this question.
And so are you.
I mean, it's basically just asking how can you survive? It's kind of like a survivor situation. You have to grow your own food.
Okay, but
There's no
wait.
Electricity.
I have an important question.
Yeah.
Is it like, because I was thinking, like, I'm trying to not get killed by zombies. But did the apocalypse like already happen and now we're just trying to like start our life over? Or
yeah, I was just imagining an apocalypse. I mean, survivor.
But zombie apocalypse, what is like the difference? What does that mean?
The zombies are usually like pretty slow. Like you can.
So
just,
basically,
like,
we're
run
in
past them.
From.
Yeah, there's just like monsters, and you have to survive. I think.
Okay, I changed my answer. I actually think I'd be good at this.
Yeah.
I think
You
I'd
might
be
do
good.
better.
Yeah, I think I'm good in a crisis, and I feel like I'm good at going into like solution mode.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I would be good at it. I'm a problem solver at heart.
I think you. I can
and
see
I'm
that.
Connected to the earth.
You've grown more plants than me too.
Yeah, well, I've killed just as many plants as you. What I actually think is that
like,
together we would do really well because we're a really good team.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I would be calmer.
Yeah.
But you would have better survival skills, maybe like marginally.
Yeah. I just feel like we would complement each other well.
We would.
Like,
but if it was running zombies, we'd both be screwed. If they're slow, that's much more survivable.
Okay, let's assume they're slow. But I feel like we could outsmart the zombies. We could like trick them.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty dumb.
Yeah, zombies are dumb. We're way smarter than zombies. We could totally save the world and start a new
We would survive.
Community, society.
Because you would be a good community leader.
Yeah, that's what I was like when we're watching From.
Yeah,
like, I would be so good at this. Yeah.
Yeah, you would be great at that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you'd be better at this.
Well, I think we'd be a good team because I wouldn't be able to like confidently lead the community if I didn't have like you like supporting me and like by my side.
Still, the question is who's more likely. I think based on the fact that you're more of a leader and slightly better at survival stuff, maybe growing plants and stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
I think you'd have a small advantage.
I feel like I need more context.
Yeah.
Like I need details on the zombies, on the apocalypse situation. What exactly have we lost? Like what are we dealing with?
Yeah.
Okay, last question of this category. If our relationship had a theme song, what would it be?
The Survivor theme song?
That was my first thought.
Yeah.
Is that cheating?
I feel like it has to
It
be
needs to be some kind of mashup of like the Survivor theme song and like a love song, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, cause like
Survivor theme song.
the Survivor theme song alone, I feel like doesn't, totally capture. There's that one song, Cosmic Love. Just the title kind of works. If we could somehow mash up our wedding song with the Survivor theme song, that would be our relationship theme song. Can somebody do that for me? It's You Are in Love by Taylor Swift, mashed up with the Survivor theme song, which has a name, but I don't know what it's called.
I mean, you know what happens when I try to make playlists or pick songs.
Yeah, you're not the music guy.
No.
That's for sure. If you needed any music skills to survive the zombie apocalypse, and I definitely take the cake on that one.
Oh, I think number 8 is a good one.
Number 8. Oh, do you want to, under spicy and bold, do you want to answer these? I assumed you would want to skip these.
I'm kidding.
Is there any ones in this category that you would want to answer?
Oh, yeah, we should definitely go for what's one fantasy we haven't explored yet, but you're curious about.
Well, I think we've already answered that. Medieval, obviously.
The blacksmith. Oh, we should
Blacksmith.
try that one tonight. You finally bring out the anvil and hammer.
You're like, wait, we could finally do the medieval fantasy. You like pull out a whole box of like medieval props.
I'm ready for this moment.
Yeah, do you want to just skip this category? This one's a little bit tame.
Yeah, let's get these.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
It's not that kind of podcast.
It's G-rated. His mom listens, so does mine. So
Yeah.
it's not that kind of podcast. Both mothers are tuning in.
Maybe we can do an after hours episode.
Yeah. Exclusive.
If we get 1,000 likes.
1,000 downloads on this episode, we'll do an exclusive spicy and bold edition.
Reveal everything.
Okay, let's see what goodies we have under deep and thought-provoking questions. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. So let's see how much we have time for. We're hitting about 50 minutes. This goes by fast.
Yeah.
I should have you on the podcast every week. This is so much easier than doing it on my own.
Oh, thank you. I love being on your podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have you on every time we're together. Well, actually, soon that'll be all the time.
True, that'll be all the time.
We'll definitely have to have you on again once you officially move
Yeah.
to celebrate. Okay.
Gonna make the top 2 at some point. If I keep making
Keep working your way up there.
If I keep making podcasts, I'll have to make it one day.
I hope this one does well because the last one I was like actively promoting the podcast way more at that time. I'm kind of like not actively marketing it as much right now. And I was like really leading up to it and like hyping it up. So lately I've just kind of been posting once when the episode drops and just kind of like my loyal followers listen in. So we'll see.
Those are the best listeners.
Yeah, no, they are. Love you guys. Shout out Thriving Fam. Okay, so next question. What is one moment in our relationship that changed everything for you? What does that even mean?
One moment.
Changed everything from what to what? Okay, I know. I get it.
I think it's when you came to Iceland the first time and said it's Thrive o'clock and gave me a big hug. No, this is dramatic. Do you have one?
Yeah, I figured it out. I think I was like interpreting it too specifically.
Yeah.
Like, because the moment in our relationship that changed everything for me was that day that we just ended up talking all day.
Yeah.
That was like definitely the turning point. I feel like it's the same for both of us.
Yeah, that's definitely the one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was like the first time we actually spent like a whole day chatting. Or
Yeah.
even like responding back and forth because usually we would respond hours later.
Yeah. Like the first time we had like a continuous, like active conversation. Yeah, where we like directly responding back and forth to each other and we talked like all day and night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like just that like day. Kind of not a moment.
Of course, the first time we met.
Yeah, like the first time that we met.
Because like
that's why it's like it changed everything. Is so I'm like everything, which everything.
Yeah,
everything's changing all the time. Like, like when you like, you know, I don't know. Like I feel like there were other moments, but I feel like the biggest change was when we really shifted because our relationship and like the whole context of it, like we had so much of a relationship as friends like before. So I feel like the biggest like shift that changed everything about the nature of our relationship was really like that like day.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, if we had met 5 years earlier, do you think we still would have fallen in love? So we met in 2019. So 5 years earlier would have been 2014. So
wow.
I would have been a freshman in high school. And you would have been, how old?
2014.
How much older are you than me? 2 years? You'd be like a sophomore or junior in high school?
I would be going into college soon.
Yeah.
Or, wait, this is confusing. Wait, what? I would be...
We'd be the same age difference.
I graduated college in 2015.
Graduated college in 2015? I graduated college in 2017. Oh, wait. So I would be a freshman in college, not high school.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So I would be a freshman in college. And you would be in college also,
Yeah.
older than me. So in college, if we
Yeah.
had met, would we have fallen in love?
I mean, I think.
If we,
were-
assuming if we were both single. Like,
Do you mean would we have fallen in love in 2014?
yeah. I think that's the question. If we had met 5 years
Or-
earlier, do you think we still would have fallen in love? Yeah.
I think we would have fallen in love eventually,
Mm-hmm.
but I think we were both in such different places. I don't think you would have liked that me back then.
Oh, why not?
2014 me. I was just not a very confident person.
Neither was I, honestly.
Or I wasn't anywhere where I am now.
Yeah.
I had a lot of growing to do.
Well, it's funny because back then, like, I wasn't even, you know what I mean? Like, I hadn't started my, like, really, like, personal growth journey either.
Yeah.
So, like, we were both so different people. So it's like, if we had met in college, I feel like we definitely would have became friends.
Probably.
You know, like, if we had a class
Yeah. together
together or something. I mean, like, it's also hard to do the hypothetical because obviously, like, you're in Iceland.
Yeah.
But like, or I guess like if we had met, I guess it would just be like if we put it in the context of like if we had just met on Discord in a survivor community,
Yeah.
you know, like
What
that
is-
much earlier. Yeah, I don't think it would have changed. Like, I don't think we would have fallen in love at that time. But the same way, like we didn't fall in love when we first met. Period.
It still took a couple of years.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think like. Yeah, so I think the question, I feel like it implies like it's asking like, you know, would you have fallen in love then? But it's like when we met, we didn't even necessarily like fall in love
Yeah, right
then.
away.
So it's like, yeah, I think it would have just kind of played out the same way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anything would have really changed. I don't think like we would have fallen in love at that moment anymore. Definitely not like if we didn't even when we first met, we definitely wouldn't have then. Like we were so far from like
Yeah.
being ready for that.
Right. It
Yeah.
would have just been a similar thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would have made that much of a difference. Okay. How do you think we've helped each other grow as individuals? I feel like there's like so much I could say for this.
Like what?
But you want me to go first for this one?
Yeah.
I feel like I like everything. Like I feel like you've helped me grow in like every single way. I don't even like know where to start. Like I feel like you just really motivate me to be a better person and just to be the best version of myself that I can be. Like I just
So
want
cute.
it's like yeah, it's so corny, but it's like I just want it. I'm always motivated. Like obviously I'm motivated for myself to like be the best version of myself. And obviously I was motivated by that before I met you. But like being with you now, like that just always motivates me. It's like even when I feel like giving up on myself sometimes or I like doubt myself, I'm like I have to for him or like I want to for him, you know, like and also just knowing like how much you love me and believe in me and care about me and support me, you know, that always it just like yeah, it just helps me love myself more and believe in myself more. And yeah, like it's like I don't want to let you down, you know? It's like kind of that thing of like yeah, I don't want to let myself down, but I really don't want to let you down, you know? And kind of the thing again of like if I'm ever questioned, like if I'm feeling unworthy of something or if I'm like, well, who cares for me? I don't deserve it. You know, I'm like, but you don't deserve it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just really motivates me because like it's like I like almost like I just love you like more than I even like care for me, you know? It's like I care about your happiness even more than I care about my happiness. Not that I don't care about my happiness, you know? But it's just like such a strong motivator. So I feel like it just always in terms of like the question of like how you've helped me grow as an individual is like I guess I feel like you've helped me be like more selfless maybe and like more yeah, I don't know, just like I don't know exactly how to articulate it, but I feel like yeah. I guess I feel like I never felt like I had this is gonna sound so corny, like maybe but like a love worth fighting for that much, you know? Because before we got together, like I didn't have that for myself, you know? So like you've like really helped me like come into that, if that makes sense. And also like because you are so like I look up to you in so many ways because of like how you're never stressed and you're just always happy and chill and like you get things done so easily. And so it's like just always a reminder for me of like that's possible and like
True.
helps me look at myself like we were talking about before, helps me look at myself and not only be grateful for my strengths and like things that like you struggle with, but it's really helped me grow in terms of like believing in myself more, of like, okay, it's really not that hard. Like he can do it, I can do it, you know? Yeah. And also just like, because just having your support in general, like having your love and support always has just helped me grow, because obviously I'm always so dedicated to my growth journey. Having you by my side, especially over the past 2 years when it's been like the most intense and like the most accelerated growth ever, and like the most challenging like situations that I've ever faced and things like that.
Yeah.
You've just helped me by just being there so much. I'm so hot right now.
That makes me happy.
Oh my God, I'm so hot.
It's very sweet.
You make me happy. I love you.
Love you so much.
Okay, your turn. Try and tap
that.
that.
That was a lot.
I told you, as soon as I read the question, I was overwhelmed. It's funny, I read it and I was like, I want to skip this because I was like, I felt like yeah.
Well, you've helped me a lot in a lot of ways too, especially like believing in myself and being more confident and feeling loved and feeling like I deserve to be loved and realizing like how I should be treated by somebody. You're always very loving and sweet, and yeah, I think it's just like really helped me with my confidence a lot, because that's always something I struggled with a lot. Because I was always been pretty happy, but I always felt like I'm not reaching my full potential, or I could be a lot happier. Like I was still just like getting by, and like you taught me like how to not settle and just like go for it if I want something. And just like always like aim for I aim as high as I can go, instead of like just trying to do the minimum. Because I would often just kind of like just go through life, but I would feel like wouldn't believe in myself. Feel like I couldn't achieve that much, so I try. And you made me feel like I can do anything really.
Oh, baby, you're so sweet. I like you feel that way.
Yeah. Because especially like watching you just like go for it. You're very brave.
That makes me happy. It really makes me happy. Like, well, I agree with everything you said too, and also you said something. Oh yeah, like showing me like how I deserve to be treated, and like how I can like just like what it is like to have healthy love and like a healthy relationship, and to communicate. Like I think a big thing about our relationship too that's helped us both grow as individuals is that we're able to, like, when one of us gets triggered with something, we're able to like hold space for each other and like communicate and like love each other through it, so that we can grow through like our triggers instead of getting into a fight or like just shutting it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we really open the space in the conversation to like work through it together, and like we don't like withhold love or anything, and like we create like safe space for each other to work through that stuff.
Yeah, totally.
But to what you were saying about, yeah, like helping you like believe in yourself more to like, go for things and stuff, that like that means so much to me, because it's like I feel like when you like when you do what I do, yeah, you really want to help like everyone and like all your clients and stuff like that. But I feel like one of the biggest motivators, at least for me, are like obviously the people that are closest to you, like you are the ones you want to help the most, you know? So it like means the most to me when I see like when I hear or see that like me doing what I'm doing is like having a positive impact on like you, or like when I see like my sister like having wins, or like the stuff that like we've talked about or like that I'm posting about is like impacting like my family and you, like the people that are so close to me, you know, it just like hits on such a different level, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like you're the people I care about like being happy the most in the world. Not that I don't care about you guys, sorry. But yeah. Oh, I love you so much, babe. That's so sweet. I knew that was going to be a heavy question.
Yeah. I like that we started on the funny ones.
Yeah, we like eased into it. Imagine like the first question, we just like zoomed in on that, and then we went backwards and we ended on like medieval fantasy. Oh, you're so sweet, baby. I love you. I'm so grateful for you. Okay, there's 2 left. Let's wrap this baby up. How has our relationship surprised you in ways you didn't expect?
I feel like it kind of just goes back to what we were just talking about. Just like how much I wasn't, how much I never really was treated the way I deserved, or never really understood like what a healthy relationship really is.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know what a healthy relationship was supposed to look like, and so like just how much love and joy you can have
Yeah.
being with the person.
Like how good it can actually be.
Yeah.
And that you like don't actually have to sacrifice things or like settle for certain things that you always kind of thought you had to settle for, or like that you don't have to like hide certain parts of yourself. I feel like that's a big thing both of us always felt like I'm never going to find someone that will just like fully embrace and accept and love me and all the parts of me.
Right.
Like I'm always going to have to hide this part, or like this part won't be appreciated or something like that. And we're able to just
fully yourself.
Exactly, yeah. I feel like something that's like surprised me is it's just like how much you love me, like unconditionally, because, and I feel like like I was kind of saying, like our relationship is just such a safe space to like keep being pushed up against triggers and like shadow aspects and like really love through them. And like there's been multiple moments in our relationship where I've really noticed like the part of me that has always like been so used to like, okay, well now I'm just gonna like run away, or now I'm gonna like withdraw the love, or now like I'm gonna do this and then he's gonna withdraw it back, you know? And like I expect it or like almost like want it to happen, but I don't, obviously. And like, so there's been times when like I've pushed that and then like you push it back, you know? Like there's two moments that stick out in my mind. Like one moment I remember like I was just feeling, it was like way earlier on in our relationship, but I remember I was like feeling super, super down. And I felt like this urge and just kind of this like voice of like, you know, well, you should just break up with him. You should just end that. And you should just like, you know, that's all not all real. You don't deserve that. And you should just go back to like being miserable, basically. But it was like, because our love is so strong, I was able to like I would push it back and be like, no, like, it's not like that. Like, it's not optional like it felt before. Like, this is it, you know? So I feel like it's helped me like surprise myself in like how much strength I had to like fight that kind of. And then also like whenever I get like, if I am feeling really low and I'm feeling like that this is the thing is like, I'm not like, of realizing I really can't be too much for you. Because I feel like that's the thing, kind of like we were just saying about being ourselves, but I feel like I didn't realize how much I always just assumed like I'm too much in some way or my emotions are too much.
Right.
And so I'll still catch myself feeling like, okay, I've been way too emotional today. Like, this is too much for him. Like, I need to give him space. He's going to get sick of me or this and this. And you like, don't get sick of me. And you'll still just be loving to me and still be supportive to me and still listen to me. And it's like, what, like, I'll feel it. This really is a question, like, what surprised you? Like, I will feel shocked. I'm like, what, you're actually not annoyed with me at this point? Like, how are you actually not annoyed? You know, that has really surprised me. Like, I didn't realize how much I like didn't expect that, you know what I mean? Or like how much I wasn't even thinking that should be the case, you know what I mean? Or was possible.
That's cute. Yeah, I can never get sick of you.
Okay, you're perfect. Okay, last one. What'd you say?
Never too much.
I love you so much. Okay, last question. If we could go back to the beginning if we could go back to the beginning of our relationship and give ourselves one piece of advice, what would it be?
One piece of advice.
Can it advice, or like, could I just say, hey, it's going to take 16 months to get the first approval? Just so like, yeah, like, because I feel like it would have just helped so much to just know how long it was going to take for that first piece, you know? Like, that's not really advice, but it could have been, I feel like we could have planned better or like something, just knowing, you know? I feel like it would have helped, or it would have just helped it feel shorter maybe.
Yeah.
But I feel like that doesn't really count. It's not advice.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I thought it first meant it like the very first time I met you.
Oh, I guess technically.
But I guess it's really. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of, we have a unique situation to where the beginning of our relationship like means we have two different kind of beginnings. So, well, what came to mind? Just trust whatever came to mind.
First time I met you, it would have been like to like go for it. Because I felt like with the distance and everything, I didn't really want to. Because even though I liked you, I felt like I didn't want to take it further because I didn't think you would want to do a long distance thing between continents and stuff. So like I never really like let a relationship grow. Like it took a very long time for it to grow up because I was holding back.
Yeah.
And to just like listen to what I'm feeling and go for it.
Yeah.
But at the very beginning of a relationship, I feel like maybe just slow down maybe.
You're like, go for it and slow down.
Yeah. Well, because like I feel like in the beginning it got pretty intense sometimes. Like felt jealous and stuff, and it was just because it was all so much. Like feelings I never felt before.
Aww.
So it's just like slow down, let yourself feel.
Aww.
And like like it was a lot of growth. It was a big mature moment.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know, like I feel like I don't feel like you needed to go for it any more than you did, because like I was like unintentionally or like holding it at a distance anyway, you know, like, and I feel like at the times when I would have wanted you to like go for it more, it was for like the wrong reasons, and I wasn't like in the place. So like I'm really glad in retrospect like that you didn't go for anything, like that the timing played out the way it did, because I feel like it really allowed our relationship to grow from like a really healthy foundation. Yeah. So like I don't even feel like I wish you would have like changed that.
No, I feel like there isn't really.
I know. I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm very happy with how our relationship has played out. Like
played out the way it should.
Yeah, like in terms of advice, yeah, it's like I don't feel like there's anything we would have like I wish that we knew to like navigate it differently or grow differently. I'm thinking more of just like is there anything advice that I would have like wanted to have in terms of like just how to like handle the distance better, or you know what I would say. I think I'm trying to think like, is there anything I could have told myself to like help manifest the approval more quickly? I feel like I would maybe tell myself something along the lines of like to not, so I was like talking about this in the last episode, how we realized that we kind of like stopped like doing as much fun things because we like didn't want to lose time with each other, or we didn't want to do stuff without each other. Right. Like to like bring awareness to that, like to not to try and keep doing more stuff, or I don't know, it's hard because it's not even like I necessarily regret it, because I do prefer to hang out with you, but like maybe just to like recognize that was happening, so we could have found a better balance with that. Or maybe I think I would have told myself like to recognize, because I think what I didn't realize for a long time too is how much I would like not prioritize our time together in some way subconsciously. Like I would always end up working late, or like having something to where we didn't have all the time we planned for to like hang out. And I think that was because in a way I was like trying to like not, because the more time we would spend together, like when we really would have time to like fully be present with each other and hang out, this is like in the context of when we're apart, I would like feel how much I miss you more, which would like hurt. So I feel like I didn't realize for a long time that I was actually subconsciously like sabotaging our time together, because I didn't want to like feel how much I miss being with you. But actually when I would let myself make that time, obviously I would end up like being happier, because I would miss you less, because we actually got quality time. So I feel like the advice would just kind of be like to like prioritize quality time and not be afraid of like it like feeling sad or something.
Yeah, like don't deprive yourself of.
Yeah, right, because it's kind of a contradiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, babe.
Thank you. Good job, too.
Spicy questions. We went all over the place, from medieval alternate timelines to zombie apocalypses to
sexy fantasies.
Sexy fantasies. That's the thing, is like I get so annoyed. It's like when people clip something about like they'll clip like reading the question. Actually, Nora's probably not gonna listen to this, but she did this in her podcast. Like she clipped her reading a really juicy question and like from the podcast episode in the trailer. But then I listened to the episode and they read the question and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna skip that." So I listened to the episode, they didn't even answer it. So I'm like putting the title like "Sexy Fantasies," and it's like it's just a joke. I'm gonna do that though. I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna put "Sexy Fantasies" in the title. We gotta get you in the top 5 somehow. Yeah, not past a clickbait or two. We did talk about them technically.
Yeah, I mean I'm down for the blacksmith.
Get some swords. All right. Thank you so much for listening. This is a good one. This is a juicy one. Thank you for being on the podcast again, babe.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome anytime. Do I have anything, any announcements, anything to say? My laptop's gonna die, so I gotta end this. I don't think I have any announcements right now. You guys know, the drill, you know what's going on. So thank you for listening. Definitely DM me your thoughts on this episode. I would love to hear. I know Sindri would love to hear what you think of the episode. I know Sindri would also love if you would leave a rate and a review for the podcast if you haven't already, wouldn't you, babe?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's Thrive O'Clock.
I know. I was trying to make a Thrive O'Clock joke, and I just totally blanked.
It's Thriving time.
I feel like we gave a lot of really, really good like relationship, not even advice, but like perspective. So if I hope that like this helped you, inspired you to like realize what's possible for you in a relationship. And if you know anyone that you feel like could use some true love inspiration, send this podcast episode their way. Like I feel like we're just a really good inspiration and like embodiment of what is possible for relationships. I feel like a lot of people, like they don't have that. And I feel like this is a good, like us answering these questions are really good to show people like you shouldn't ever settle for anything less than this.
Definitely.
So thank you guys so much for listening. I love you so much. It's so funny. I can't remember my normal outro. Like when you're here, what do I say? Hope you have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. And I'll talk to you next week. Bye.